Well, look what we have here. A video about building an AI-powered gaming PC because, the world really needed another overpriced box that can play pixelated games at lightning speed. I can just hear the excitement in the air. Or maybe that's just the sound of my own groaning. Sooneeta's diving into the tech world with a collaboration that sounds fancier than a toad in a tuxedo. I can already tell this is going to be filled with more buzzwords than an overhyped tech conference. AI this, gaming that. It's like they're trying to sell you a magic potion instead of a computer. Stick around as I sift through this digital nonsense and see if there's anything worth my time, or if it just stinks worse than my bog after a rainstorm. And hey, if you're feeling brave enough to join me on this roller coaster of absurdity, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Let's jump into this mess and see if it croaks or hops.
Hey guys, तो अभी मैं आई हूँ मुंबई एक awesome सा पीसी बिल्ड करने के लिए, तो चल मेरे साथ चलते हैं। तो मेरे साथ मैं आ चुकी हूँ कंप्यूटेक के स्टोर पे जो है मुंबई थाने पे।
The classic. Today we're going to build something amazing spiel. It's like a tech version of a cooking show, but instead of suffles we're getting a pile of overpriced components. And let's be real, half the time these builds end up looking like a jumbled mess of wires and blinking lights. I can already hear the excitement in her voice, but let's not kid ourselves. Most of us just want a machine that doesn't crash when we try to run more than 2 tabs. And what's with the overly enthusiastic delivery? It's like she's trying to sell me a used car instead of a gaming rig. I'm just waiting for the moment when she realizes that all this hype might just lead to a glorified paperweight. But hey, if it works, I begrudgingly admit it's impressive. Let's see if this build can actually hop or if it just croaks under pressure.
और ये वन ऑफ द बिगेस्ट एंड बेस्ट पीसी बिल्ड स्टोर है, तो चलो आते जाके मैं आप लोगों को दिखाती हूँ।
What I mean when I see what I see, what I feel when I dream, when I be, I'm a freak. What up? Oh, what up?
So guys, मैं यहाँ पे मिल चुकी हूँ हमारे हर्षी से। हाय हर्षी, आप कैसे हो?
ऑल गुड। आप कैसे हो?
मैं भी बहुत बढ़िया। मतलब मैं पहली बार आई हूँ यहाँ पे हमारा कंप्यूटेक का स्टोर पे। मैंने बहुत सुना है इसके बारे में, तो आप लोग किस तरीके से फैसिलिटी प्रोवाइड करते हो और बहुत सुना है, तो मतलब आप भी बताओ सब चीज।
मतलब अच्छी चीजें सुनी है कि
अच्छी चीजें मैंने ऑनलाइन में देखा था, मतलब कि मेरे को जिस तरीके का मेरे को पीसी चाहिए, बिल्ड चाहिए, आप लोग पूरा वो प्रोवाइड करके भी देते हो लोगों को। और तो मैं इसलिए आपसे सीधा बात करना चाहती हूँ और लोगों को दिखाना चाहती हूँ।
सबसे पहले तो थैंक यू, आप इतने लंबा।
The classic let's talk about how amazing this tech is moment. It's like they're trying to convince me that this is the best thing since sliced bread. But let's be real. How many times have we heard that line only to end up with a gadget that's more trouble than it's worth? And here we have a cheerful exchange, which is great and all, but it feels like they're trying to sell me a dream rather than a reality. I mean, if I wanted to hear sweet nothings, I'd just go chat with the frogs in my bog. Let's see if this enthusiasm translates into something actually useful, or if it's just another case of style over substance. I am ready to roll my eyes if needed.
लंबे से आए हो, सुने हैं मैम को ही पूछते हैं।
So मैं इसलिए
The classic let's wrap this up with some final thoughts moment. It seems like they're trying to tie everything together, but honestly, it feels more like a sales pitch than a genuine conclusion. And here we have a cheerful exchange, which is nice and all. But let's be real. How many times have we heard the same lines about great products and amazing deals? It's like they're trying to sell me a used car instead of a gaming rig. I'm just waiting for the moment when they realize that all this hype might just lead to a glorified paperweight. But hey, if it works, I'll begrudgingly admit it's impressive. Let's see if this build can actually hop or if it just croaks under pressure.
आई हूँ हर्षी, क्योंकि हमेशा ज्यादातर मैंने ब्लैक कलर का ही पीसी कैबिनेट दिखा है। मतलब मेरे को अभी क्या चाहिए ना, अपना फेवरेट कलर भी हो पीसी का और मॉनिटर का, और उसके साथ साथ प्रोसेसर, जीपीयू, जो भी चीजें है सब चीज भी खतरनाक हो। तो
आपके तो ये जो फेवरेट कलर है आपका, वो होपफुली कोई और कलर ना हो, व्हाइट और या ब्लैक या थोड़ा डार्क कलर होना चाहिए, बिकॉज कंपोनेंट्स उसमें मिलना मुश्किल है डिफरेंट शेड्स में। अनलेस अगर आप उसको कस्टम करे तो, बट आई होप कि आपका फेवरेट कलर आप बोलेंगे तो मैं पीसी बिल्ड सजेस्ट
हाँ प्लीज सजेस्ट करिए आप।
आपका फेवरेट कलर क्या है?
वाइट है, मतलब मेरे को ना अपना गेमिंग सेटअप का एक रील बनाना है, एक लाइक लोगों को मेरा गेमिंग सेटअप टूर देना है ना, तो मुझे ये सब चीज चाहिए।
परफेक्ट। अगर आपको कंप्लीट बिल्ड, दैट्स अ गुड चॉइस गाइस, सबसे बढ़िया चॉइस है। एक्चुअली सब ब्लैक बनाते हैं, सुनीता मैम बोलती है कि मुझे व्हाइट में चाहिए, व्हाइट में
The classic debate of black versus white for a gaming setup. It's like choosing between a bog and a swamp. Both have their charm, but one might just look a bit cleaner. Honestly, it's all about personal preference. Some folks love the sleek look of black, while others might want the brightness of white to lighten up their space. But let's not pretend this is groundbreaking information. At the end of the day, whether you go for black or white, just make sure it doesn't clash with your gaming chair or your collection of action figures. Now that's a real tragedy.
काफी ज्यादा मार्केट नहीं है, क्यों मेरा ये बजट है।
The classic not a great market line. It's like saying the sky is blue, no kidding. If you're in a tech store and the products aren't flying off the shelves, it's not exactly a revelation. I mean, who doesn't know that the market can be hit or miss? It's like trying to catch frogs in a drought. Sometimes you just come up empty. And let's be honest, if you're trying to sell something, you might want to put a little more spin on it than just stating the obvious. Let's see if they can turn this around and actually offer something worthwhile, instead of just pointing out the lack of excitement in the market.
उसमें दे दो वैसे
ट्रेन बोल सकते हो दोस्तों।
एक
The classic let's unveil this product moment. It's like watching a magician pull a rabbit out of a hat, except instead of a rabbit, it's a box of tech goodies. I can already sense the excitement, but let's not kid ourselves. How many times have we seen these unboxings only to find out it's just another piece of gear that promises the world but delivers? Well, not much, and what's with the dramatic presentation? It's a box, not a treasure chest. If it's as good as they say, as give a reluctant nod of approval. But until then, I'm just waiting for the inevitable disappointment. Let's see what's inside this time.
एक प्रोसेसर हो गया, बट ये स्नैच AI फीचर्स इज
Here we go, finally some excitement. It sounds like they're about to reveal something significant about the EORUS product. The mention of AI in Elite definitely raises the stakes. I can already picture the dramatic reveal. But let's not get too carried away. We've seen plenty of flashy marketing that promises the moon but delivers a rock. If this AI feature actually enhances performance, I might just give a begrudging nod of approval. Let's see if they can back up the hype with some real substance or if it's just another case of style over substance.
a completely different and अब बारी है liquid.
Finally, a moment that seems to break the monotony. It sounds like they're about to dive into something a bit more substantial. The mention of A to Z suggests they might be covering everything you need to know about a product or service, which could actually be useful. But let's not get too excited just yet. We've heard plenty of grand promises that end up being just fluff. If they can deliver on this and provide some real insights or valuable information, I might just be impressed. Let's see if they can keep the momentum going and actually offer something worthwhile instead of just more marketing jargon.
Liquid cooler 285, the toughest, the performance beast.
Now we're talking. The phrase the toughest, the performance beast definitely grabs attention. It sounds like they're finally getting into the meat of the discussion, possibly about a high-performance graphics card or component. If they're showcasing something like the RTX 5070T, that's a big deal in the gaming and tech community. This is the kind of stuff that can make or break a gaming rig. I'm all ears to see if they can back up the hype with some real performance stats or features. Let's see if this beast lives up to its name or if it's just another overhyped piece of tech.
Beast of this system, TI Eagle OC Ice.
Finally, we have the star of the show, the GeForce RTX 5070T Eagle OC Ice. Now that's a name that commands attention. This is the kind of hardware that gamers and creators alike drool over. The Eagle branding suggests it's built for performance. And the OC means it's overclocked, which is always a plus for those looking to push their systems to the limit. And let's not forget the ice part. Cooling is crucial for high-performance components, so if they've got a solid cooling solution, that's a win. I'm curious to see what kind of benchmarks or features they'll highlight. If this card can deliver on its promises, it might just be a game changer.
ये भी हाँ जी हाँ
बनाने का मन है।
Finally, we're getting to the good part. Time to build. This is where the magic happens, and all the talk about components turns into action. I can already feel the anticipation building. Watching a PC come together is like watching a puzzle being solved. Piece by piece, it's satisfying to see how all those individual parts fit together to create something powerful. Let's see if they can pull this off smoothly, or if it turns into a chaotic mess of wires and confusion. Either way, I'm ready for the show.
Yeah.
27 QA guys, individual.
Now we're getting somewhere. The mention of the Gigabyte Mid-170 ICE monitor is intriguing. This is the kind of tech that can really enhance a gaming or creative setup. A monitor with high specs can make a world of difference, especially if it has features like high refresh rates and vibrant color accuracy. If they're showcasing this monitor, I'm curious to see what it brings to the table, be it gaming performance, color reproduction, or even design aesthetics. Let's see if they can highlight what makes this monitor stand out from the rest.
Parts एक आप जान भी नहीं पाओगे. Thank you.
Huh? The classic moment of realization. It sounds like they're addressing a common concern, maybe about the build or the components not meeting expectations. This is where the conversation can get interesting, especially if they're about to clarify or explain why things might not be as expected. If they can provide some insights or solutions, it could turn this into a valuable discussion. Let's see if they can turn this around and offer some solid advice or reassurance.
Thank you. And
Now we're talking about food. Samosa is a classic snack that can really hit the spot. It's like a little pocket of joy filled with spiced potatoes and peas, often served with tangy chutneys. Seeing someone about to dig into a plate of samosas is always a good moment. It's the kind of food that brings people together, perfect for sharing or just enjoying on your own. I can almost taste the crispy exterior and the flavorful filling. Let's hope they're about to enjoy a delicious bite. Well, there you have it, folks. We just spent the last eternity watching a video about building an AI-powered gaming PC. Really riveting stuff, huh? Between the endless tech jargon and overzealous delivery, I could practically feel my eyes glazing over faster than a frog's tongue on a hot day. Sooneeta's enthusiasm could power a small village, but it seems like she was trying to sell me on a life-changing device that's really just, well, another fancy box that plays games. If I had a dime for every time I heard amazing while watching the tech reveal, I'd be able to upgrade my own bog. And let's not forget the classic moments of let's hype this build, followed by the standard fears of it becoming just another paperweight. Ultimately, while the components may hold potential, they sure didn't make me feel like chomping at the bit to run out and buy them. So, did my cynical expectations get met? Well, it croaks somewhere between the unboxing and the magic moment of turning it all on. Seriously, if I wanted whimsical fairy tales, I'd just ask the owls what went wrong in their nocturnal lives. But let's end on a high note. If they manage to combine all that hype into something that actually performs, I might just give a grudging nod of approval. Until then, I sit back, much like my bog after rainstorm, unimpressed. If you found this little romp through tech absurdity as amusing as I did, we know, despite my grumbling, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give this video a like. Let's make sure the world knows that even a grump like me can entertain. Thanks for tuning in, and may your PCs always run smoothly and like my croaky voice.